Blades and beers. We gotta show the beer first. Red Horse for the night. Yeah,
Yeah, boy.
Red Horse.
Kampay!
Gotta open that up. Sige.
So,
And,
heads up sa mga viewers. Bago niya ako tawagan, nakaganito. Kamukha ko lang.
We see at work.
So I can clearly see him.
Alright, so this is Ram of Batangas Armory, segueing from the last two chats were for EDC and knife related. Now we're moving onwards to more sword and actual smithing. So Ram, just have a brief background. I think I'm curious to know na parang what got you started with the interest on swords and that kind.
What brought me interested in the swords by that time? So not many people know me. So I'm a graphic artist. So I've started studying in Ateneo Dinaga, Bachelor of Science of Digital Animation and Illustration. So BSDIA. And of course, anime, but it's not that thing. What brings me into swords, especially Japanese style swords, is nung napanood yung The Last Samurai by Tom Cruise. So, yeah, from there, nakita ko yung kung ano yung meaning ng movie, or at least what they're trying to tell, well, at least for me, na parang Tom Cruise fell in love, or Captain Nathan fell in love with the culture of Japan. Na they're so disciplined and everything should be precise. And there's a brief scene in that movie na pinapakita na merong isang Japanese smith na gumagawa ng katana that will soon be given to Tom Cruise. So parang out of pure curiosity, parang I want to know more. Parang I want to have one so I can study one. And yeah, I'm from there collecting. Or at least I was sponsored before by Geisha's Blade. So good swords. So yun, yeah, basically yeah. Doon ako nagsimula. Before anime, movie.
I was gonna point out nga na it's been out of curiosity din na kasi you're really into the Japanese style, diba? You like the katanas and stuff like that. Na parang it's very different nga if you hear a blade coming from Batangas, people usually have the notion it's balisong or
balisong.
Like that, diba? So nag-digress ka doon. Pero I guess you didn't come from that background naman no?
Actually, I'm carrying the, what you call this, that 2 inches balisong. Pag na-open, 2 inches lang yung blade. I'm carrying 2 every time. So one is in my shoe,
so EDC
and one is in my pocket. Yeah, EDC. But siguro ang dami ko nabibiling balisong noon, and it's just lying under my bed kasi I was like 17 nung panahon yon, and I was like ayokong mapagalitan kasi nagtatago ko ng mga kutsilyo and blah blah blah. And by that time I was open-minded na hindi lang basta may kutsilyo ka gagamitin mo na sa cliche na pananakit. So more of utility. O yun, sumegway ako doon. Yung nakita ko parang, bakit ganun? Diba? Sa Japan, nung nag-research na kami, kasi pinagawa kami ng report nun about that movie. Sabi ko, bakit ganun? Sa Japan, nung nagre-research ako, sa Japan, bakit ngayon, hanggang ngayon, preserved? Diba? When it comes to the word nihonto, setting aside from the word katana, kasi, or shinken, kasi pag sinabi mong katana, sa Google, yung lalabas agad is the modern Chinese reproduction swords. Kasi Japan doesn't reproduce swords na, alam mo yung parang modern style. Or at least kokonti, kung meron. So, pag sinabi mo kasi ni Honto, talagang from the material itself, galing sa smelted iron sand, datamahagani. So parang, ang ganda ng disiplina nila. So that's why I got deeper and deeper and deeper na mag-research more and to know more. So I started talking to strangers on the internet about making blades.
Okay.
And yeah, yun, parang doon ako talaga na-hook eh.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
Doon
So,
ko kinagat yung bitag.
it's a good thing that you brought this up, no? Kasi I think that moves to my second question. Na from that interest, how did that get into deeper na ako, I like my blades, I love my blades, but I'm just collecting, I'm just buying, but hindi pa ako napupush sa point na, oh, I'm gonna start to create my own. What
Hindi
pushed
pa?
you to that? Hindi pa.
Hindi pa? Come here. Come here.
Oh, schedule
What pushed me
but
into that?
what pushed you to really, go through that path?
The thing na nag-push talaga is, yun nga, as I have mentioned before, Geisha's Blade, I was reviewing swords before for Geisha's Blade.
Mm-hmm.
But before Geisha's Blade, I was buying cheap. You know,
First.
I'm not downing my kababayan here in Batangas, but I was buying, the first sword that I bought was a wall hanger from China.
Yeah, the wall hangers. Okay.
I was like, wow, this is the one. Alam mo yun, parang this is the one. Kahit wala siyang talim, papahasa ko na lang siya. I mean, aesthetically, for me, it was beautiful. You know, 17 years old. Sino ba namang mag-aano doon na, di ba? 17 years old lang. Ang kintab, may hamon, although I don't know na fake pala yung hamon. And then there's the Sukamaki. Parang dun sa Sukamaki talaga ako na ang ganda ng art niya eh. Before going to the blade. But for the blade, syempre iba namang storya yung hamon sa Sukamaki. So there's Sukamaki and the saya or the Scabbard. Sabi ko, this is the one. And then a year has passed. Syempre balik ako ng Ateneo sa Bicol. Then uwi ako. Sabi ko, gusto ko gamitin yung sword. So I tried sharpening the sword.
Okay.
And I fucked it up. I messed it up. And that pushed me to buy another one na locally made. Kasi sabi ko, kung bibili ako ng sobrang mahal outside the country, why not just buy muna na locally made? At least I supported my kababayan.
Yes.
So I bought a sword from a specific seller. I won't mention the name kasi nga.
Natawa ko sa mga ganun mo eh. Kasi alam mo, pasok si Sipay, sword seller. So yung nagbibenta sila ng samurai.
Yeah, samurai.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Dr. Evil. So sa mga ganun, so I bought. Para sa akin, I was like 19 years old. That was December what, 2009? I was 19 years old. So, I bought 3,500 worth na katana. And, don't take me wrong, ang ganda nun. Actually, nandito siya, papakita ko na lang.
Okay, sige.
Okay.
Great.
This one's already customized na eh.
Okay.
This one's been my iyaito for so many years. And, ang nagustuhan ko sa kanya, since na not all Filipino panday are familiar with the Japanese culture, yung krikata niya or yung knob na pinagsasagitan ng sagayo na tali is meant to be hung on the left side. And within those three swords, ito lang yung pang left. So I get it. Kasi sabi ko, I think this is the one.
Meant for me.
Again. And for me. Kasi I'm left-handed and I don't follow the Japanese tradition na if you're left-handed, you should always use your right pa din. Yeah, so it is sharpened. Take note, sharpened 5160 true hardened steel. Although there are feints of hamon on the edge, na putol-putol. So that me knowing a bit na ang hamon should be consistent, that's a red flag nung nakita ko. But I brush it off kasi within that price range, would you expect something more, diba? At least well built yung tang. So sabi naman nila full tang, and I believe that. Yeah, and the old drop nito is brown leather and buffalo horn fittings, Fuchi and Kashira. and an aluminum Tsuba. So, nainip ako. 2010, lipat na ako sa Makati. So, every week nakaka-uwi ako. And sabi ko, ang dami ko napapanood sa YouTube, tinataga nila 1.5 Coke bottle. Sabi nila, it's an easy target, blah, blah, blah. And I tried. Since na-sharpen naman yung sword, why not? So, first cut, very clean and static cut. Hindi nahulog yung bottom half ng ano.
Okay.
Sabi ko, yes, isa pa. Finally, this is the sword. Second cut, 1.5 Coke bottle. Pak! The sword bent on this part. Yeah. And I was so pissed. Sabi ko, lugi ako sa 3,005. So when I disassembled the sword, nakita ko rebar about the size of my pinky finger na welded on a very wide portion of a tang, nakaganto lang, na covered pa ng habaki. So, yung habaki is yung blade collar, di ba? And then the Tsuba. So the weld seams are in the Tsuba. That's a very weak construction and it's a rat tail tang, it's not a full tang. So, pissed ako. Trinay ko ayusin yung sword para maisalba ko or i-repair. So, I cut a piece of iron or at least a mild steel na naka-dovetail, parang puzzle na pinaweld ko sa kaibigan ko.
Para tumaba yung rat tail.
Yeah. Tumaba. So, I'm not dirty fingering, just an example. So, para nakaganyan, di ba? Naka-V, and then, dovetail, tapos naka-weld dun sa lines dito. Back and forth, para fully welded. So on so forth, dun ako na parang sabi ko, if I can't find one, why not made one? So I started researching more about that traditional Japanese. Sabi ko, pusang gala. Kasi naging purist ako noon. Sabi ko, kung gagawa ako tamahagan, sabi ko, pusang gala. Saan ako kukuha ng iron sand? Saan ako kukuha ng ganito kalaking tatara furnace to smelt a bloom? Diba? And I'm a freaking skinny guy, so I have no confidence. So I started getting flat bars, trying, or wood. Actually, nung nanawa ako, sabi ko, that was 2009. Yeah, no. Yeah, 2009 pala nangyari lahat yon. So, that was 2009, mid-year. Sabi ko, parang, ang hirap sa bakal. So, I need to start at something inexpensive. So, I started wood carving. Ang dami kong nagawang wooden katanas na may sheath, or scabbard, sorry. So, from there on, talaga sabi ko, I think I'm confident enough na kahit hindi muna ako humawak ng hammer and anvil since I don't have an anvil pa nun eh. Ang anvil ko lang is just a piece of, yung parang buhay na bato, yung black na bato. Yun lang yung anvil ko. And then doon lang ako pumupukpok paunti-unti. Ang gamit ko is carpenter's hammer. With a pry bar at the end para matanggal yung nail. So, I'm just gonna grind this out. Nung nakagawa ako, hindi ako confident. So, nakilala ko yung mentor ko, si Marvin Doherty, sa YouTube. Kasi I was like, searching for tutorials for beginners. Kasi puro advanced yung nakikita ko. Walter Sorrells, Halliways. Parang, ang advanced ng gamit nila, may power hammer, di ba? And then, gas forge. Marvin Doherty, nakita ko, charcoal forge. Wow. So, kinausap ko siya. And then, he's a very nice guy. He added me or I added him on Facebook, and from there, doon niya ako tinuruan. We exchange ideas and stuff. Nasabi niya, if you want to learn, magsimula ka sa maliliit. Wag sa malaki agad kasi mahihirapan ka niya. So, I started making small tanto or kaiken way back 2010 and up to 2012. Nagagawa ako ng kaikens and I can get beautiful hamon kasi nga maliit na forge. Kahit hindi but of course there are failures na nakakabasag din ako ng blade by that time. That's where I started making blades kasi nga napansin ko yung quality, since na yung mga panday ngayon is pakonti na lang ng pakonti. Sabi ko, why not start a new generation na bring interest into making blades. So, as I progressed, parang I fell in love deeper into the culture na I kumikita ako sa bladesmithing career or path. But for me, it's not really a business. For me, it's a self quest na ma-answer kung it's a self na ma-answer kung ano ba talaga or hanggang saan ba talaga yung kaya. And yung natutunan ko, I'm a forever student in this path. So that's why I'm trying to make my own hammer and trying to learn engravings. So yeah.
Alright. Oh, cool. So the initial inspiration really was Japanese based, and everything that you're talking about, the katanas, the movie that inspired you initially, everything that you're trying to pick up. So you really focused on the Japanese. But have you digressed on this, like, through the years? Have you experimented on other blades?
Actually, yeah. At some point, syempre, dadating sa'yo yung frustration, di ba? Even like, if you're in an office, dadating sa'yo yung frustration na dito na lang ba ako sa isang lugar na to, or should I explore? Nag-explore ako, bro. I tried European swords, but I'm gonna admit I suck at the moment kasi I'm not really that into European swords, though I love some European style swords. Mostly daggers, European style daggers. Sometimes, paminsan-minsan talaga, kitchen knife. And since na yung demand ngayon, and I have no source of income except for making blades, is the tactical EDC fixed blades. So, yeah, parang, I think I've grown a little from my Japanese origins.
Alright.
Siguro.
So yeah, it's a nice thing that you mentioned, that what you're doing now, like your tactical tanto. I am a proud owner of one of these tactical fixed blades from you.
Thank you.
Really well made. I have a test video also uploaded, and the unboxing last time. This is a whole series, diba? What you created?
Huh?
This is a whole series.
No. Yeah, a whole series.
Created. Are they all sold already? Or may mga available ka pa?
Wala na. Actually, yung nangyari nun is pagkakatapos nung isa, nabebenta agad. And ang nakakatawa, 5 kayo. 5 nga ba? No, 4. 4 kayo nagmamay-ari ng Mortal Kombat Guild. 4. So, nakakatawa doon. Sa'yo napunta yung isa, yung Smoke, which is the very, very prototype na tinapos ko at the middle of the build ng lineup. Kasi ang plano ko lang talaga dyan, si Scorpion, si Hanzo Sashi. Sabi ko, I was like, addicted dito sa Mortal Kombat mobile game. So, why not make the whole ninja?
Okay.
So, yun. Yeah, and they got sold pretty fast. But,
I mean, I think it's one of those things naman kasi na, you're an artist in that sense. You're a bladesmith, but you're creating your craft, and usually your inspirations, it shows dun sa work mo. And it really shows naman you were very inspired with this series. You were churning it out really fast. Tapos, like you said, nabenta ka agad because it shows in the product. Let's see. So, what's do you have any new plans or new things that's gonna be moving forward for your forge? Or do you have any builds right now?
Actually, yun nga, including the backlog and especially your sword, siguro ang mismo kong plano is just finish the backlog and then gawin ko na lang kung ano yung gusto ko. Kasi we're in the pandemic and not all people can can understand the environment in a swordsmithing shop. Pinakamaano doon, pinakamalakas kumain ng energy mo is the physical strength. And pag nagkakaroon ka ng blues in a week, couple or more, he said physically drained ka na and mentally drained. So I think na napagtanto ko last year na since na madami din ako na-encounter na problems last year with the clients and some people. Sabi ko, I'm gonna stop accepting commissions kasi ang bilis kumita pag commission kasi diba? Who would pay you upfront ng half ng 20K. So you have 10K a day. Diba? But pag nakuha mo na fully and you haven't finished the blade, parang pumapasok yung talagang papasukin tayo ng laziness, diba? So, and then, ang sarap gumastos, ang sarap mag-relax kasi may pera ka. But pagkatapos ng pera, parang pagbalik mo dun sa blade, responsibility. Sometimes you need to, ubos na yung pera mo, diba? So, my plan is to finish the backlogs, and then, I'm not gonna use modern steel. Ang plano ko, I'm gonna make my own steel, like mahogany or bloom steel, and then probably try to recreate woods gamit ng sa Ulfbert na sword. I really find the challenge to make your own steel kasi bibili ka lang ng modern made pattern welded or Damascus steel and modern steel na, and of course the modern technology like the ovens and stuff na pag pinasok mo yung blade even na yung heat. So para sa akin yung sa heat treatment, okay, what if we are entering a zombie apocalypse or a post-apocalyptic world na wala ng electricity? How can you use all that gadget, diba? So I try to stick on charcoals. Old school. And of course, being that said, hindi siya even. It's not a perfect one. So, kaya yun yung gusto ko, balik ako sa paggawa ng old school or primitive or ancient steel is to hone my skills better. And starting on that, I'm trying to perfect forge welding kasi modern steel nga nagkakaroon ng delamination, what more pa yung old steel or primitive steel. Yeah, so that's my plan. I'm gonna quit accepting commissions, or probably I'm gonna accept commissions on trusted clients na like you. You're a very patient friend and a very patient client. Na how long? Kailan ba yung sword mo? 2018?
yeah, around 18.
Yeah. Shout out Sir Serex Rafaelo. Yung sword niya is way back 2015. Na hanggang ngayon ine-engrave ko pa yung Bakunawa engraving. Nung una, sabi ko parang, I can do this. Kung siya nang tumagal, parang napasubo ata ako dun sa ko. Kasi, yun nga, sa heads up na lang din sa mga nagsisimulang smith, know your limitations. Huwag yung gagaya sa akin na sige lang ng sige. Pero at the middle of the build, ma-realize nyo na hindi nyo pala kaya and hindi na kayo, there's no going back, diba? Yun yung mahirap eh. So, know your limits nga pala sa mga aspiring blades. So, yun. Medyo sablay talaga ako doon. Aminado ako doon. So, right now, yun nga, na-hone ko naman kahit paano yung skills ko. Just gonna finish all the backlogs no matter how long it takes. Sana matapos ko ngayong year. And para next year, fresh new start.
Yeah.
Sa Batangas Armory. And finally, I can accept students kapag tapos na yung backlogs.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah. Excuse me?
Earlier, you were mentioning about yung parang you're gonna try to create yung the materials you will
Primitive.
be using again.
Yeah.
Diba? I remember the first acquisition ko sa'yo was a Damascus Tanto.
Yeah.
Which I sold off, unfortunately. Will you ever be making a Damascus again?
Actually, I've made one.
You've made one now.
This is for a vlog na I intend to sell sooner. Pag natapos ko, actually, sana mag-focus. Kasi medyo, ang nakikita niyo yung hamon eh.
Yeah,
medyo fine yung pattern. So, I'm gonna try to turn off the light.
Yeah, para lumabas yung pato.
Hindi pa din.
Hindi pa din eh.
So,
Mm.
so this is 40,960 layers of folded cable steel with a soft inner core. Like yun nga, yung parang traditional Japanese style of kitae or lamination. So, sabi ko, if I'm gonna go back primitive, why not try the thing that I want to do most?
Yeah.
Make a folded steel tanto na meron siyang na gawa sa Kobusi laminated blade, and the first part is already in my YouTube channel eh. So the second part is like finishing the blade.
Okay.
But yeah, with all of my backlogs, unfortunately, I can't finish this up. And of course, it got this kogatana na folded steel din and differentially hardened. So somehow I felt the contentment na, alam mo yun, yung para kang bata. Like, magdo-drawing ka, let's say, di ba, way back before, we have our childhood heroes, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Batman. And na-drawing natin in our subs, nagandahan tayo, and tuwan-tuwa tayo. That happened to me again upon building the blade and having the blade survive the quenching. So, I was very thankful na, yun nga, sa mentor ko din. Kasi without his teaching, I won't reach this far. Susuko agad ako dati kung hindi ko siya nakita.
Cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I think that covers a lot, actually, more than I expected. So that's pretty good. So yeah, man, cheers to that, and I hope.
Cheers.
And wish you luck for future endeavors and to finish everything that you need to do. And it only gets better from here, man. So, cheers.
Can I shout out pala?
Yeah, go ahead.
Gonna shout out to my student, Mark Philip Newman. He forged 2 blades, actually. He forged a Kiridashi with a bit of my help. And he forged a friggin' kitchen knife out of a 3.5-inch spring steel na na-draw out niya into a 7 inches blade length and a 3 inches tang length. And then that took him about 5 hours of forging. Nice. It is his first fully forged blade. And he's almost done with it na heat treatment. And then kay Don Rinmon, keep up the good work. Kay Pops Don din pas, ang ganda nung knife na binigay mo sa akin. Sobrang angas. Actually, you should get one from him. Ang ganda nung perfect siya for EDC blade. Tapos sino pa ba? Leonard Reyes, explore mo yung capacity mo. Don't stick onto one side. Parang open up your mind into something new. Explore it. Yun lang. And then, kay Aldrin Luna, kamag-anak mo si General Luna, so keep up the good work, pre. Ang gaganda ng handles na ginagawa mo, especially the carvings and the handle. And sa assistant ko kay Bonet, sana wag nang lulutang-lutang lagi. Cheers to that.
All right, cheers to that, man.
I'll be expecting you this December. Sana
dude,
fully vaxxed na lahat. Yeah. So you'll be taking a hotel, no? If you're gonna visit here in Batangas.
Yeah. Most likely.
Si Janus nga pala. Do you know the story of the history of Janus?
Oh, what about? He was my last chatmate here.
Tim Murphy is had given him a name. You wanna know what name is?
What?
Firecrotch.
Firecrotch.
Yeah. Kasi nag-grinder siya ng kitchen knife na pinorge niya na hindi niya natapos. And all the sparks are flying towards his crotch. So that's why Tim Murphy called him Firecrotch.
All right. Special mention, Janus.
Yeah, Janus. So he's having problems with his airsoft ATM. You called me earlier, and I haven't watched the video yet because I was so freaking busy working on daytime and studying at nighttime. So yeah,
Alright. Well, thanks, man. That's it for tonight.
anytime.
And I'll call you soon, and I'll see you